3 days after that, several emails requests for students to be transferred out of Mrs. Gonzalez's class and demands for her resignation. The school superintendent sent out an email to parents excusing the situation as a teaching exercise in stereotypes and implicit bias. I don't believe for a second that this teacher was trying to prove that there's implicit bias towards white kids. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, as you saw from the title of this video, home school your children. Put them in the home and school them there, not out there, in here, in the house, not here, not me. I'm not a teacher. I bet I could do a better job than these woke high school teachers are doing, apparently. And that's what the story's about, but make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Do that right now. Right now. Well, you don't have to comment right now. Wait till you actually hear the story and then give me your thoughts on the story. But you can hit the like and you can hit the subscribe right now. The buttons are right there or here. Maybe one's on one side. I don't know how your setup is. Everyone knows that the state of Oregon is an absolute hellhole. You hear about all the protests in Portland and then a little bit further up north in Seattle, but Portland is like woke heaven or hell, depending on how you view it, for the Gen Z wokesters. And you always got to wonder how Gen Z sort of became the way that they were. They're the most woke of the woke. Everything is racist, sexist, homophobic, all that crap. And it starts in the schools. And here's a perfect example of it, because in Scappoose High School? It's a great name for high school. Scappoose. White kids were described on the board as predators, school shooters, and dumb in an English class. It was one of those things where I guess it was word association, those exercises that teachers usually do. I don't know. Usually they do things like, I don't know, the sky, or they usually don't go white girls, white boys, black kids. Like, they usually don't do that. That's usually when you're asking for wokeness. But I'm just going to list off some of the terms that were on the board, because there is a picture here. So, for white girls, we have blonde, drives white Jeep Wrangler, loves Starbucks, thinks they're unique. That's a good one. I can't read the second one. Bad drivers. I hate to break this to you guys, but that's not just white women, that's all women. They think skinny equals perfect. It says shut up. This might actually be pretty based. I might be blowing up my own spot here. That might be pretty based. Yes, white women, shut up with this, because this is horrific. Because then you get to the white boys. And we've got school shooters, no respect for anyone, racist, privileged, think they're better than everyone, dumb, chain necklaces, okay, do poorly in school, bad handwriting, gym rats, and then predators. Now, how is it... I gotta go to this whole story. I gotta read this whole story. Oh, here's more. Okay, I got more. No filter. I mean, white. That's true for me, I guess. Not everything has to be insulting. Good for them. So the teacher's name is Miss Autumn Gonzalez. About 25 students walked into Autumn Gonzalez's classroom at Scappoose High School in Oregon to a whiteboard with two columns, one labeled white girls and the other labeled white boys. In total, there were 21 words used to describe white girls and boys, and not one was positive. Did she write all this stuff herself? I thought this was like a student thing. She wrote that herself? Whoa, that's even worse. Wow. According to one student who spoke with Libs of TikTok, greatest organization in the world, thank you for that. The students were in there for a few minutes and all were looking at the board, not only in disbelief but shock. Several of them took photos. Before Miss Gonzalez came into the class, the students started asking a lot of questions amongst themselves. When Miss Gonzalez entered the classroom, one student raised her hand and asked, "What is the context of the writings on the board?" Miss Gonzalez told her, "Mind her own business." Do you not vet these teachers? Noticing the students were not satisfied with that response. Yeah, no shit. Miss Gonzalez then tried to spin it to the class. Apparently, she claimed the lists were from a previous class discussion about suggestions for a possible play at school. So we're going to do a play about, I guess, how, like, white kids are the devil. There you go, Oregon. Good job. After hearing about the contents on the board, one of the parents immediately contacted the school. I received a call back from Mr. Kelly approximately 2 hours later. He admitted that he had no less than 25 emails or messages left about the situation. Oh, Jesus. 3 days after that, several emails requests for students to be transferred out of Mrs. Gonzalez's class and demands for her resignation. The school superintendent sent out an email to parents excusing the situation as a teaching exercise in stereotypes and implicit bias. So, I'm sorry. I don't believe for a second that this teacher was trying to prove that there's implicit bias towards white kids. That seems awfully convenient. In no way, shape, or form do I believe that this teacher was trying to prove that kids are being indoctrinated to hate white kids. There's no way. I'm sorry, Miss, what's her name? Autumn Gonzalez from Oregon, who gives attitude and says, "Mind your own business," when I don't believe it. I don't buy it. This is like typical Oregon bullshit. Typical West Coast United States crap. I am not reading this whole letter, but I will put it up there for you guys. And you guys can read that as I continue. Whatever, I'll read it. Some of it. I'll read some of it. This week in Scappoose District High School, photograph was shared out of context of a robust lesson. Oh, so robust. So robust. I don't understand how she thought of that lesson and why, and then to teach it. I can't imagine, like, the level of, like, 4D chess that Mrs. Gonzalez is playing and teaching these students and giving them a structure and a foundation of an education level that cannot be fathomed by the mere mortal that is the normie of just regular ass parents working regular ass jobs, because we all know that teachers are the saviors of this next generation. They are the ones that are serving this country better than. Conversations like this are crucial to understanding the writing and media that students consume, helping in creating a calm, collected, and welcoming school environment. The students in that classroom now all share an understanding of what stereotypes are and how to get past them. Do they? Because it doesn't seem, none of the students reported being like, "Mrs. Gonzalez, she actually said that all this stuff on the board was wrong. And that this is a problem with how we're dealing with each other, is because look at how we think about white kids." I guarantee you that's not what happened. Call me cynical. Call me uncharitable to a teacher in fucking Oregon that would even do this type of experiment on the board whatsoever, even at all. But I'm not buying it. Students and parents aren't buying it. Yes! What did I say? I ain't the only one. Claiming Mrs. Gonzalez is an activist who pushes her own beliefs on her students, her Facebook profile suggests they are correct, with a slew of politically charged posts about privilege and being terrified about the 2020 elections. You don't say that Autumn Gonzalez wasn't talking about how frickin' democracy was on the ballot this year. No kidding. Who could have guessed that? Resist that with the Handmaid's Tale. Oh, God. Look at this whole thing. Vote with the cat face? Oh, so she's just out of her fucking mind. Oh, yeah, she's just out of her mind. Okay, fair enough. Look at her. Look at these. Where's this? Can you guys watch something other than Handmaid's Tale? It's kind of played out at this point. Because we're not going back there. Republicans could win every American election from this point until the end of time. They're not going back to the Handmaid's Tale. You guys are crazy. My child has told me on at least 2 different occasions that Mrs. Gonzalez was very demeaning to the students and to my child personally because she's a racist. Could you imagine the outrage that would come from being in the entire nation of the words Mrs. Gonzalez wrote on the board, blah, blah, blah. Why are we tolerating anti-white racism? We're not. We are not. We're not. Not on this channel. We're not. What? No. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't it be funny if I did do that? And then I'd be like, oh, then I got completely erased by this. I thought about it. You saw it. You saw the thought process go through my brain in real time. I was like, I'm going to make a joke. And then I went, no one's going to take this as a joke. And the article basically concludes with saying that it doesn't seem like Mrs. Autumn Gonzalez is going to face any type of disciplinary action. Because why would she? Because they all actually believe that. Most of the school board is filled with people like that, especially on the west coast of the United States and big cities and stuff. It's all just liberal hellholes. Just look at Portland. I encourage you to look at Portland over the last couple of years. Please go look at what's happening in Portland. And I'm not talking about the Trailblazers continuously underperforming and the fact they should trade Damian Lillard. I'm not talking about that. But this is why you got to be vigilant with your kids. You got to pay attention to what's being taught to them in schools, even if you live in any city, because teachers have notoriously, and they got caught because of the Zoom classes that had to happen. They got caught in the act of being indoctrinators. So you guys got to pay close attention to what your kids are being taught in school, what the teachers are trying to say, all these subliminal messages that they're trying to kick into your kid's brain, because you don't want to raise a bunch of morons who are then going to go out and turn into Dylan Mulvaney or become Miss America even though they were born with a penis. You don't want to do that. But you can watch the results of those 2 videos right there on my channel. Boom, boom, boom. And you can subscribe right there at my chin. And now that this video is concluded, please, if you haven't already, leave your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the discussion going. And like the video, give that thumbs up. Thank you for coming, and I will see you guys all with the next video. Bye now.